out of here. So
All
the
right.
Navy couldn't bring that blood pressure down, you know, no matter what they tried. So I got out of there, came back to up here, Reno, and the doctor's got it right under control.
Yeah, I think I'm broadcasting.
Huh?
See, I think I'm broadcasting. Whole new setup on YouTube and see, there we go. Yeah.
Well, that Minemen report is loaded with whatever you put in there.
That's it.
Remind me to use.
See?
Say hello, Ray.
Yeah.
Hello, Ray.
Oh no, I'm not going to be on camera.
Yeah, Gary, you're gonna be on camera too.
Oh, look at that. You look
Hello,
old.
Minemen world. We all going to come on down and see us here in San Antonio?
You look old. You don't, Don.
Oh,
You
thank you.
don't look old at all.
You remember Mini Mac?
Yes, yes.
He's here in Texas.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, I found him on Facebook, and I tried to get him to come. I don't know if he'll come, but
There aren't many. McCoy died.
Yeah.
You know, and McCumber died. Williams got out as a seaman. And who was the kid? Myers.
Myers is
Yeah.
someplace out there
Yeah,
because.
he's quite a drinker, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And he calls every once in a while. You know, I know he's drunk, but he called. He remembers the good old days
Yeah.
and all that. But most of the guys there, Forbes is gone. He
Yeah.
died.
Spencer's dead.
Who?
Spencer.
Spencer? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He's dead.
So-
Everybody died. Except
Yeah, I know,
you.
it's-
What the hell are you doing here?
I don't know. That's what I asked Frosty at the last one. Outliving everybody, you know.
Well,
That's
no,
who you-
Don't outlive me. I'm doing fine.
When I walked out just to go to the head over here, I heard you say something about Joe Harris. He's supposed to be here.
Yeah, he's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So,
And all the guys when I was in weapons, they're all passed away. There's only one left, a kid by the name of Cox. Him and I was the last of 22.
I remember him. Yeah.
He's a good guy. We had a lot of good guys.
Yeah. I tell Minemen that those were the days because you were intermixed between torpedo men and AOs.
Yeah.
You know, you got to know what everybody else was like.
Yeah.
You know, so the fact they're aboard ship now, hey, should have learned, paid attention a long time ago. Because I met a torpedo man when I was buying my gun, and he said they did away with the torpedo man rate.
Yeah.
It's been gone a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I made E8, they made me a torpedo man. It was only for a year.
Yeah.
They found out that didn't work.
Well, hello, Pokey.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, nice to meet
Good to
you.
meet you. I'm Gary Cleveland.
Gary.
Yes. My pleasure.
Don Moody.
Hi, Don. Nice to meet you. I'll come around.
Ray Cobus, and the only thing I can tell you is my sympathy.
Has he been telling the stories?
No, they were all true. All true.
Yeah, all true about him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just found out what your name was. Just as he was getting off the phone with you.
Yeah, Pocahontas.
Yeah,
Sure.
Pocahontas.
Well, it's a long story. I looked like a little Indian when I was born. Had real long coal black hair. They had to cut it off just to see what I looked like. And my dad all my sisters were all born bald-headed and blonde. And here I came out looking like that. And my dad was like, must belong to the Indian man down the road. And then I'm the only one that is blonde-headed now. I grew out of the black hair by the time I was 2. They're all dark-headed, and I'm the blonde-headed one.
Where are you from?
Oklahoma.
You don't have an accent at all.
I don't.
You want to see if you're broadcasting?
He's making fun of me, isn't he?
Oh, no.
Where is it?
I can't tell.
I do have an accent.
I just noticed it.
It's,
Oklahoma.
safari.
You are an Indian.
My sister,
I am.
my
Everybody
sister.
I know from Oklahoma is an Indian, really and truly.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of, a young man that lives in my neighborhood, he's from Oklahoma, but he's got some, royalties from the land.
That's what I say. It's a very
I guess they
unsecure website.
Discovered oil like everybody
And,
else in
uh,
Oklahoma, and he's still getting royalties for it.
Ah. Yep.
I've
Well,
been.
my
Minemen
sister
News.
lives in
Yeah.
Sunnyside, Washington.
Yeah.
I guess up by where John Epps lives.
Mm-hmm.
She makes fun of me. She's been gone so long.
Well, you don't have an accent either.
No. But she says I do.
Now, where are you from?
Reno,
Reno.
yeah.
Yeah.
Slot machine.
But give me your money,
Don't
give me
give
your
her-
money, and I will send your winnings back to you.
Oh, no, no.
Hey, she doesn't trust me.
I wanted to be the one pulling it.
Every time we held a reunion in Reno,
What
the
do you want now?
ladies would love to
Yes,
come.
sir.
and that's
Are
what-
you
what they would do. They would
broadcasting
play
now?
the slot
Yeah,
machine.
well,
Yeah.
to get to it, you
So
gotta
how
go to the
many
YouTube channel.
wives came
Okay.
to this?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a count
Is it
somewhere.
right there?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, I've been sitting up there in that room. I almost
Yeah.
took off a little while ago, and then one of my daughters called me and saved me from running off.
Yeah, Dave.
And I know you
There
were
we
up there
are.
all alone. I'd have
No.
given you
Cool.
my room
That's
number.
last year's.
And you
Last
could come
year's.
up to my
Yeah.
room and I'd have told you all about the Navy.
Yes, I'm sorry, but I've heard a lot, everything, but I've already heard all them stories. I'd have been sitting up there needing
You
another
heard
six
Minemen
pack.
stories?
Do what?
You heard Minemen stories
Yeah.
about the Minemen? Oh, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I probably ratted a few of you.
Oh, no, he didn't rat anybody out.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't tell stories by name. Just stories.
So, Mike, do you know any of these men?
No.
Do you remember any of
No.
them?
Never came across him.
No?
No.
And I wish I could say that about these other two, but I can't.
Yeah.
You came
What did you
across
say
me
your
this
last
morning?
name was? Moody?
Moody. Yeah.
Now, I've heard of you. I've heard of Moody.
I have two.
Have you not ran into anyone,
Yeah.
anybody
Oh, yeah.
that you remember?
Yeah, John Epps.
Oh, you've seen John Epps
Yeah, he
already?
was
Yeah.
here this morning, yeah.
Yeah. I know he's been like,
Well, it
it's
just
been
says you
real
don't have
cute
internet.
watching him, okay? Hasn't been able to find anybody, you know, and I said,
Oh,
well,
I know what, you know what?
have you ran into anybody have you ran into any Minesmans? No. He's like a poor little kid up there in that room, and I told him, I said, you need to just get downstairs, I guess, and just
I thought I'd come to the wrong
wait until
city.
you run
I'm
into
beginning to
somebody.
wonder, everyone I'd asked, I'd finally say, man, maybe this one will be a mine. He'd be an Air Force
Yeah.
guy. So I talked to 3 Air Force guys. And then I couldn't get away. I had to shoot children.
But anyways, he came down here, and then I didn't hear from him, and then I finally texted him, and I said, are you all right down there? He says, I found some people. And then I haven't seen him since, and that was actually this morning, so I'm happy that he's having a good
I haven't
time.
met many Minemen myself, you know.
Was it?
I'm trying to remember where I heard your name at.
My name?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
If you read the,
Hey,
Hey,
I was only-
as I told that man
I only
and calmed that Phil when I walked in
I'm only,
and seen this guy, and he says, I know you. I said, no, you don't. It's like,
if you read the dashboard, his name is all over it.
so I got an idea where I've heard it.
So, what is the
do
number
you
of
get
this
the
reunion?
Minemen News?
I have no
Huh?
idea.
Do you get the Minemen News email?
No.
He did. He's not even on Facebook. I told him after this. I said, "You really need to get on Facebook."
Write it down.
Right, what? then?
Name and your email address.
Do you
That
have
could
an
be a
email?
mistake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could be a mistake.
Email's this one right here, isn't it?
Could be a mistake.
That's
It's-
up here.
It's gonna be going ding, 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 ding.
Email's that. This is text, right? Yeah, this would be email. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got email.
Name and email. I mean, we got 302 Minemen on there now. I'm trying
You
just to
have that
build a
many?
list.
Really?
Yeah, you're on there
Well, I know that. I get your messages all the time.
twice a month now.
And I read them, by the way. Maybe I shouldn't tell you that, but
Uh-huh.
I do read them.
I can check.
Yeah, your little face comes up.
But it's
on it.
it's good to know and spread the word about people.
Well, I was kind of in the dark for a while, I had a little medical problem, but I got over that. So that's why I'm here to haunt you. This,
It's
believe it
all
or not,
one case,
he was
all
a young,
lowercase.
It don't matter.
young sailor when I first met
Does
him.
it look right? Yeah. At
in
Yahoo.
Sugi, Japan.
Michael Ray,
He was a hippie
Yahoo.com. Yep.
.com. Okay.
And I never knew what happened to him after we got separated.
I don't get too
He was
technical.
behind me all the time, I'd be there
I
and
repair
transfer it out,
electronics
and he'd
for
move in, and it just kind of
30
like
some
that.
years.
Yeah.
I don't
So
get it.
when I saw his name in the dashboard all the time, I said, I know that.
So were you in
young hippie.
Japan?
At Tsugi.
Yeah. So you were stationed with like Albert Frost, Femray, Swartz?
They were in Sasebo. It's in Sasebo.
Yeah,
too.
they were in Sasebo. That's
Yeah.
right.
Forbes was there with us.
Forbes.
Lanny Forbes.
Yeah.
He was the storekeeper
Yeah.
for us.
And then Yokosuka was a
I learned
hallway.
more about mines from Forbes than anybody else because he'd walk up behind us when we were putting those 25s and 36s together and go, "Boy, did you fuck up." And that's all he'd say. So you have to take it all apart, put it back together again.
I tell you what, one time it was at Naha. Build a 25 on the bench, test it out, put it in the mine. We'd have to go holler at Chief Sapp to come out and watch it fire. Well, he'd come out, nobody's mine would fire. He'd say, do it again. He'd go back in the office, take it out, rebuild it, test it, put it back. He'd come out, and you already fired it. You know it's going to work. It won't work. Well, I was his neighbor, and I said, you know what, Chief? You know why nobody's mine works? I said, because your apartment key. I said, I'm smart enough to take my apartment key off, but we had magnetic keys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and his key was messing up everything. He goes, I'm sorry. Anyway, caused a lot of work.
We opened a new wine shop there, and we decommissioned it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best wine shop I was ever in, and we got rid of it. You haven't lived until you take a 25-0 and you reach back in there and that thing bites you.
Oh, it feels good.
Oh, man, I can still taste the sulfur.
It's only what, 72 volts.
Yeah. And I was skinny enough in them days I could reach back in.
That's why I always had to work with my elbows together. 'Cause if you didn't, I'd touch that case.
Oh, God, that damn thing. Anyway, fond memories. Fond memories.
Those are the
Go
old
back there.
masters. This is up here.
It would.
So what's all on the agenda?
Right here.
Good night, Tom.
You finally got an agenda,
Finally got
don't
an
you,
agenda.
baby?
Now we can plan. Not somebody I knew
Who?
Moody. I'm trying to think.
What do you think? If you ever read the Jackpot, he's in it all the time.
Yeah.
He kind of
I didn't
writes
see
the
it,
thing.
but
This is button down.
I've only gotten 2 dash bombs.
Okay, well, he
So
was
is
in both of
everybody
them, I
here?
assure you that.
So there's only like 40 or 50
Oh,
out of a million. I don't know how many Minemen there are.
so only 40 or 50?
Here.
That's what he
She's
said.
doing fine.
Yeah. That's still, that's
We've
still
got,
pretty
I've
good.
got the list of, the room list, reservation list.
Oh, you do?
here. Yes.
I'm curious.
What's that?
The room reservation list,
Yeah.
all the names that should be here.
Oh, yeah, you may recognize the name, babe.
Find your name, it's got your name on it because you already checked in.
Yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
Joseph Harris. Yeah, I know him. If it's the same one, isn't it? Little Joe?
Yes,
Yeah, that's him. He lives in Oklahoma.
yes, in Harris, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
just south of Godibo, that's the only reason I know that.
Yeah, somewhere up there.
So are they already doing the river walk, the women,
John Luna.
or, huh?
Yes,
I know him.
Yeah, he'll be here with his daughter,
Yeah.
Sandy.
Nate Miranda.
Miranda.
Yeah, he'll be here with his wife, Rose.
Yeah, yeah. I know Rose.
Cool. So we're on there,
I
huh?
subscribed you too.
Now, which
Okay,
river
we
is
get
this?
notified.
Is this rivers from Arkansas? Earl River?
What is that?
They
YouTube.
recorded you.
Oh, y'all been recording?
Yeah.
Well,
Let the world
let
know
me
about
look
it.
at it so I can tell you if you need to erase that.
It's too late. I can't erase these.
It's just rivers from Arkansas.
Rivers? Earl Rivers? Oh, no, he's from Louisiana.
Louisiana?
He's our new chaplain.
Oh, okay. The one I know
Guys-
wouldn't be a
Guys
chaplain.
are sneaky. If I'd known that, I wouldn't have been chewing gum.
Keep the feedback.
And there's a delay between here, YouTube, and so.
That's why I turned the volume down, so we didn't get any serious feedback.
This is John, and the thing of it is, he lives up by Sun. He said he lived in the Sunnyside area.
Yeah.
I forget what county he said he
Could
lived in.
I see that list, please?
What town did John say you lived in?
Well, I'm gonna spit my gum out, because I look,
Tri-Cities,
I look horrible.
Yeah, Tri-City.
Oh,
Said in
Pasco,
Sunnyside.
Pasco, Kennewick?
Pasco, yeah, that's right by Sunnyside. My sister, my oldest sister, is supposed to be texting me
Why?
the name of our grandpa from Missouri, because me and John always thought we were related.
Okay, yeah.
Because my mom's an Ebbs from Missouri, and that's where he's from.
He's got a half-brother, Charles Lombard.
But I can't remember the name of the town. I told my sister I wasn't gonna, because I don't remember names. I'm real piss poor at names. Faces forever, names, I have to hang around a while. That's just the way I've always been. So if I don't know your name, it's not because I don't want to. Him I'll remember because I've heard his name before.
Well,
So
my
you
pro-
all were all kind of stationed together, you three?
Yes and no.
Yes.
I don't remember, I do not remember Don, but apparently he remembers me
Mhm.
because my last 21 years in the service was as a reservist. And outside of Guam and Okinawa, the mine shop in Okinawa, and also possibly
Charleston.
Charleston and Naval Magazine, Lula in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's the only mine shop I've ever been to. Oh, in
A lot
Long
of
Beach.
strange people there.
Long Beach.
Hmm?
Now I remember Ray. I remember hearing about you, but I do not think until I met you until I joined the association.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
You've heard about me. That's not good.
I'm glad nobody heard about me.
I hope you heard about me, because I was burning a wide, fat track. You
I think
couldn't-
every mine burn a wide track.
We had a good crew.
Yeah,
We had
absolutely.
a damn good crew. Great.
Shelton, saw Shelton last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
You know, huh?
Yeah,
I
he was
thought
at
most
the- he
of
was
them
at the
died by
reunion.
now, really. Because that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Okay, so how old are you?
88.
88. Ooh.
69.
69.
That's a round number.
68.
68.
69.
I know how old you are.
I'm getting to feel like I'm the old geezer here.
No, I ain't 69 yet. The 20th I'll be 69.
Well, Mike had me confused this morning when I asked him. He said he put in a career in the reserves, and asked him when did he retire, and he says, "No, 2007."
Well, that's when I retired from the Air Force.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, when did you retire from the reserves?
2000.
Okay, that's.
I had a
that's
9-year lapse there while I was getting my farming going,
Okay, yeah.
raising.
Yeah.
No, I sit around listening to these children, you know.
Yeah,
I'll
you-
take that.
I met you at the first Reno reunion. You and Ann and
That's a long time
and,
ago.
who was who put it on? You and
DeCrona,
DeCrona, Don DeCrona. Yeah, I think that's when I first met them.
a long time ago. That's what I mean. Most of the folks on that list, I never heard of.
Me
I think
neither.
they probably were not even in the Navy when I retired, to be
They may
honest
not
with
have
you.
been born.
Yeah.
When'd you retire?
78.
Oh, yeah. I'd already been in the Navy 8 years then.
Yeah, but you're almost an old geezer. You're working
Yeah.
at it.
I'm working at it.
So that was the first time we met.
You're
then,
going to
huh?
be that person
so.
one of these days.
I hope I live that long.
I enlisted in '68 to avoid the draft. I'm glad I did because my birthday was #1 the following year.
In 68. And
Yes.
I'm 89 and 70.
Okay, Papa. You know, you do qualify as a sea daddy. Let's put it like that.
You know, that's what I always make a comment at.
This is my wife.
Like talking to a bunch of
Hi.
children because everybody was
Nice to
young.
meet you.
Yeah.
If you're still
you?
around, you
I'm
had to be
Danny.
young when
Hi,
I was
Danny.
there.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
You were just a young kid.
Oh, yeah.
We had a chief by the name of Lem McCoy. He was one of the original McCoys.
Yeah.
And he played the role. He wore bib overalls on leave, and he
He
wore
was my
a straw
chief.
hat. And he would buy a bottle of Jim Beam, unscrew the top, and throw it away. I'm serious. That bottle, if he opened it, it was going to be empty.
Yeah.
But he was a smart dude.
Yeah.
He was a smart dude. Anywhere I ever went and Lem was around, I'd make sure that he worked for me. He'd make me look good.
Yeah.
You never seen
Because
him
he hijacked me to the Adzugi mine shop.
Oh, did he?
I flew into Adzugi and checked in the personnel office, and they didn't know I was coming. And he happened to come in, and he went and talked to the chief, and he's saying I was back. Found out later I was supposed to go up to Misawa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I guess you
If I'd have
know.
known that, I'd have shot Lem.
Well, that was the one that trolled for hogs. Chief McCoy.
Chief
Yeah.
McCoy, he was
Yeah,
a
he used to
smart
come in
man.
and navigate at Subic playing his guitar with a string tied to it, dragging an ear of corn. You ask him what he's doing, trolling for hogs.
Yeah, he played the role. He really
That's
played
true.
the role. But,
I don't think you can make it
and he
up.
could handle his guys too.
Couldn't make
You know,
that up.
Kids like him,
Yeah.
they got along fine. They got along great.
And then when he wrecked his bicycle, going down the backside of officer side, the golf course at Subic, he got going down that hill, going to lose weight, and he turned, got in the gravel, and went off that cliff. Oh, it tore him up.
Wow.
Bad.
You guys mentioned flying into Atsugi. When I flew into Atsugi for just a couple of hours or turn around, whatever, pick up passengers, I was on my way to Iwakuni. That C-46 is on display in Miramar right now.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it is. MCAS Iwakuni.
For God's sakes. I know the one we used in Subic still had coal dust in it. It was Berlin airlift. That's how old that thing was. God. Didn't even have any seats. They had mattresses in it, and they had the windows had the little round things you could push out to stick your gun.
Oh, good
That's how
grief.
old that damn thing was. It was a 5, look at DC-5.
Okay, yeah.
That's how old the damn thing was. But the one at Iwakuni couldn't have been much much older than that, or at least
It
that
was
old.
the tail dragger, the C46.
Oh, okay.
47.
Okay, yeah.
In fact, it still had the paper, the open paper tail fin and rudder assembly. And the California sun finally got the best of it, and it started falling apart. I took it off the display where it was at, close to the exchange there at Miramar. This is since they turned Miramar from the Navy to the Marine
To
Corps.
the Marine Corps, yeah.
They put a new tail on. It looks great.
But that, I called it a good spawn. The people that we worked with were all good people. Different breed, a
Mhm.
different breed. And they were heavy drinkers, but they were good workers.
Do you guys know Scotty Helms?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be here.
He's older than I am.
I'll tell you what, I first met him when at the reunion in Panama City 10 years ago. Is that when it was?
Yeah, I think so.
He was a force to be reckoned with, and nice as you. Nice. I think it's his second wife, maybe third wife, what have you. But she's sweet as sweet as she can be.
Whatever happened to Panama City? Nobody goes there anymore, right?
Well, actually, there's probably no one there to plan it.
Oh, okay. I know Costa had something to do with that.
Yes, Swart took care of most of the ones in Panama City.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's right. Yeah.
And he's no longer in Panama City, I don't think.
No, he's in Georgia.
He moved north.
Panama City.
Maybe we should have one in Georgia.
That was mine.
Maybe it's me, I don't know.
No,
I know it's not my Aruga.
I can't tell who.
no,
it is.
It
it's
ain't
our
yours,
daughter.
I can tell you that.
Not mine, huh?
Yes.
Yours is on the charger.
I got
Oh,
it,
you have a Michelle?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I got one of them.
I have 3 girls. D1, D2, and D3.